Hi everyone, Artemiy is here and welcome to a Q&A, where at the end of August I made a post about a Spangu mod being already 1 month old. So I asked you to ask me questions, so I could answer them on this video. So let's get started immediately. Do you plan on making a video about all the references, polo outfit, origins of all the polos, or at least listing them? Try looking for as many as possible, but I got nothing. Probably they mean about Spangu. So I thought about the idea of making it, and it would be really good, but I'm incredibly lazy, as you can see from my video releases. But well, I will try my best to make it possible. What is your favorite mod? Well, my number one mod is the Void. Do you plan to make any new mods soon? I am actually working on one mod as a collab with a certain mod maker, so we will see. When will the Incredibox anniversary video come out? As soon as we will finish it, because yeah, if you don't know, Bonnet has a collab with a lot of content creators and making an anniversary video. But it has been taking a lot of time because yeah, some people do have lives and it has been pretty hard for him to direct. We will try his best to release it as soon as possible. Why did you specifically choose Spangu? I mean, there's other songs too. Probably they mean about Divine Moments of Truth. Well, the reason why I chose that song specifically because it is a really fitting first impression on the band itself, to show what they're capable of, what their sound is, and it's one of their more popular tracks, so yeah, kind of like greatest hit. So that's why I chose Divine Moments of Truth. Since when did you and Mr. Brazilian guy aka PFB became friends? Well, I think we started to be like very close friends when we like started to work on Travis back in 2022. This is where we got along with one another. We are not just making mods together, but also like having fun, listening to music, etc. What other games do you play besides Incredibox? Well, currently I'm also playing Geometry Dash and also some mods for Plants vs Zombies 2, as I'm one of the members of mod team for Plants vs Zombies 2 Reflourished. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Plants vs Zombies franchise. I just wish it was handled better. Why didn't you guys include that one weird voice in the original song? The one specifically with the same melody as the xylophone. It would have been a repeated melody, sure, but it literally added so much to the original song that it felt super empty without it. Gaia probably means this sound. The reason probably why we didn't include it is because I don't think it was actually in the entire song, and it was just in a part of it. Plus, it's the sound that uses the vocal writer samples, or like, well, Vocaloids that some other sounds used, like the Desmond one or the Melody 4. And it has been pretty tough to get these sounds, so I will talk about them later. So the reason why I didn't include it is because, well, I didn't really pay much attention to it, and we already had enough vocal writer sounds. And as you said, it was quite repetitive, so I didn't want to just make a melody that is like similar pattern, but like, you know, with the vocal writer sound. Do you plan showing us some concept art and cancelled stuff? Well, there are some concept art for Spangu, and there's actually not that much of cancelled stuff in it. So what you see in the mod is basically what we got in the first place. What kit do you use to animate? Well, I don't really animate for Incredibox. I'm actually animating a bit for the Plants vs Zombies 2 Reflourished mod. Well, I started animating, and I use Adobe Animate, the not really official one. What is your favorite song? Oh well, that's a really tough question. As of now, the current song that I really like is The Grim Reaper by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard. What is your best mod that you have ever made worked in? Well, I didn't really work on much of mods. Like, the only the mods that I directed is Travis, the Tomfoolery, and Spangu. And the ones that I worked are Downtown, The Last Day, The Masks, so I guess maybe Downtown. But from the ones that I directed, probably Spangu, because it actually took less time than Travis. Will the Spangu have version 2? No, it's not gonna have a version 2, it's just a standalone mod that is dedicated to the Spangu band itself. I don't think I will be making like version 2 of it, like making covers of other songs that they released, because well, I just made this mod for fun. Why is your OC purple? That's because it is based on the teasers from the official Incredibox team, where they were teasing the bonus for Alive, and I used that picture as an avatar for my YouTube channel back when I was just creating it. And well, the characters in it were purple due to the lighting, and yeah, that's how it came up. What inspires you to make mods? Well, I don't really have much of inspiration when I'm making mods. I'm just doing that for fun and trying my skills in directing, sometimes even like composing, like making up some sound structures and etc. to see if it would work. But yeah, I'm just like doing it for fun. Do you think version 9 will be the last version of Incredibox, since we know that the 3 bonuses are related to old versions? Do you think Wikiddy Bonus 3 will be something nostalgic? I don't really think that Wikiddy is gonna be the last version. Yeah, developers say that they're gonna make new versions as long as people will be like demanding more. And about Bonus 3 being nostalgic, that's possible. Will Spangle have 3 bonuses? Oh boy, that's the question that have been asked a lot of, and I have no idea where people have been looking, because even before the release of the mod, I have stated that Spangle will have only 1 bonus, and that was like intentional since the beginning, because again, that mod was made just for fun, to test our skills. I don't really see a reason to make more bonuses, especially when we don't really have much ideas, and also because bonuses are really hard to make. What are your favorite underrated mods? Well, currently the one that is like, I think is underrated is a Bloom by God. It doesn't really get as much attention as I wished it would be. It's surprising that it doesn't get that much attention, because it's from the guy that made Incredibox, that is like pretty famous, and yeah, it is quite bizarre that a really good mod doesn't get as much attention as a very silly joke mod made of scratch. So yeah, go check out a Bloom. What is the best moment of your life? I don't really remember any best moments of my life, to be honest, because there have been a lot of them. I'm not really lingering into like the best or worst moments in my life. I'm trying to make a scratch mod. How do you think of actual lyrics? Well, I think one of the inspirations on how to make lyrics is actually to listen to some of the songs, like to see how the composer makes lyrics for it, what they say, and etc. And also trying to make it like sound melodic and structured very well. How do you get the motivation to do these projects? Somehow. I don't really get that much of motivation. I'm just really passionate about modding. What was your first concept of the Spangle mod? Basically, the one that you see in the mod itself is the one that I originally planned to do. And what do you think of Jado's Spangle version? So yeah, that's like one of the more famous questions regarding that. I personally don't really like it, because the sound of it has nothing to do with Spangle itself, and it just sounds like a dystopia ripoff, and the designs of the earlier ones looks pretty bad in my opinion. So yeah, not really a big fan of it. What is your favorite cookie? The one with chocolate chips on it. And finally, do you like posting some Incredibox stuffs? Occasionally, when I have an inspiration and the meme is actually, funny. Does Spangle have some references to the band? If so, what are they? Yeah, it has some references to the band, like some members of the band, like the 2 main guys, the Hallucinogen and Raja Ram, and also some live performers. So yeah, it has some references to the band itself. Favorite Incredible Polo song? Probably The Throne. I really like it. It's very progressive, it's quite long, it has like parts in it, like sections in it, like separated into 3 parts. And yeah, I really like all of the parts in it. First of all, great mod. It was really fun to play. What was the theme that was used for Spangle? The theme is random bullshit, basically. But, well, yeah, like there wasn't really much of a theme for the mod, so like I just tried to come up with something that was very weird and stuff. But yeah, like everything that would come up in my head is what we will bring to life, like a fucking flower. My question, how did you find Incredibox and what makes you like it? I found Incredibox through YouTube, through a content creator that made videos about it back in 2017, and what really made me like it is the overall music of it, the art style of it. Like I really like this flash-like, vector-like style of it. and yeah, really liked it, and I decided to make it a topic on my channel. What do you think about version 10 in the future? What type of genre it will be? I honestly have no idea what it's gonna be about. But first of all, we need to wait for the bonus tree of Wickery, and then we'll have to demand the 10th version. But honestly, have no idea. Besides Evadare and your mods, what mod is your favorite? Well, the ones that I think I really liked recently are, again, a Bloom and Mustard. Do you feel underappreciated in Incredibox's community? Feel free to elaborate. Apologize if it is too personal of a question. Honestly, yeah, sometimes I feel like not a lot of people actually watch my videos, maybe because they're like too boring or something, maybe I'm out of relevance or something else. There are like currently more interesting content creators that I think people are more interested in, and also I sometimes feel like that there are certain people that like to spread some bullshit about me, and they make others believe that it's actually true while in fact it is not. And yeah, this is like the thing that I really hate in the communities, that the lyricists will believe in anything and without actually checking if it is true or not. And what do you think could be improved in the community? As of now, I really wish that the community wasn't so dramatic and they would try to solve their issues in private. How do you feel about that new mods are mostly song inspired, like Runners, Save Your Tears, Into the Pit, etc. Not all mods, obviously. I actually don't mind them, like I think it is a very great way for modders to show their skills in music, creating and making up original sounds to it, and overall like directing. Basically, Travis was one of the first mods to do it properly, so I don't really mind them. Only one question: how did you make Unicorn Being's voice? I love how trippy he sounds like. Well, person from Brazil was the one that added like effects to it, and it is basically a combination of my vocal and his vocals. Like one is at the left and the other one at the right. So it makes it very, trippy, with the effects added in and like two different vocals being on the left and right side. What mods you are most excited for? Well, I'm currently excited for the Evadare's extra chapter, like full stop punctuation by Rem. Do you have any mod idea you want to make them real? Yes, I have, a lot of them, but I ain't gonna tell them, because I want to keep them a secret a bit. A lot of people thought the Spongo is a joke mod, so was Spongo planned as a jokish kind of mod, considering that the release trailer was dropped on 1st of April? No, it actually wasn't meant to be a joke mod. The thing with releasing a trailer on April Fools was to make people think that it's gonna be a joke, while in fact it is not a joke. So yeah, basically the April Fool's joke is that there is no joke, and you got fooled by yourself. Your top 3 mods. Probably number 1 is like Void, number 2 is Downtown, and number 3, I guess X1 or something. Like, I don't really have a personal top 3 of mods, because it's just really hard for me to come up with it. What was the most complicated polo to make, taking into account if we are talking about design or any other aspect of it? If talking about Spangu, then probably Desmond, with a lot of changes to it, because yeah, it was really hard to make a JSON out of it. But overall, it also would be the Road Euphoria from Travis. Because, well, back then, me and others were not really experienced with modding, and we didn't have tools as of now, so there were a lot of sprites in the original version that you can see in the announcement trailer that we had to edit it out to make it actually possible to make in game. So, in my opinion, there's a lot of mods lately that kind of feel the same in my opinion, in its aesthetics, rhythm, and its obsession with war. And there are a few who have really broken out of the dystopia Evadare archetype of having those chugging train 100 BPM kind of beat, which is pretty evident in our box mechanics, etc. With few mods really pushing the boundaries of Incredibox. After RB's controversy causing the end of our box, Evadare ending with Void and Callbox and Karuk kind of being in a standstill, or the closest to being experimental, there was this swamp of the old guard of Incredibox mods ending, and nothing could really fill in the gap they once had over the community, which is why I have lost interest with Incredibox until Spangle dropped. But my question as one of the community's pillars, What kind of mods would you like to see developed to have a second revolution over the Incredibox modding space? The one that I think will be like a second revolution is probably Olive Speak, because I think it's gonna bring a lot of different ideas that other mods didn't try to make, like trying to make a song in an odd time signature. Of course, Spongu kinda did it, but it's based on the song, so I'm talking about the original song made in odd time signature. And also I have seen some stuff that I think is gonna be pretty exciting. I think Olive Speak is gonna be the one that will shake the community. What is your least favorite mod? Well, the one that will probably be my least favorite is RB's Two Faces, both versions, because they honestly pretty much suck and they sound very different from the original mod, and they sound actually worse. Who voiced the guy that goes, "I feel my consciousness rising from my body"? Two of us, person from Brazil and me, we were the one that voiced the guy. And the bonus question, do you hate Incredibox Scratch? Say yes if yes, recite the Bible in Japanese if no. Mada nanin mo nakata toki, kami wa tentochi o tsukirimashita. Jiwa katashi mo sadamarazu, yami ni tsutsima na reta mizu no ue o, sari ni kami no rei ga ottemeshita. That was awful. What do you consider are the do's and don'ts of sound design in Incredibox mod making, in a way that ensures a smooth, fun and good sounding gameplay? And what do you think about pads, squares, arpeggios and other dystopia reminiscent elements being seemingly a must-have in mainline modding? Well, I think the first do that needs to be done in sound design for Incredibox is to have a very good mix as of sound mix, because if the mix is pretty bad, like it's loud, it's clipping, it's gonna ruin the sound for the mod. The second do is to make more unique patterns, structures for the songs, because if it's just gonna be like in beat, like, you know, da 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 da, it's gonna be fucking boring. Like, it has been used a lot, especially on Scratch. As for the dance, I think it's just don't rush it, like maybe revisit the sounds that you have, maybe some would need more like changes to it, so like yeah, try to experiment with it. What is your favorite and least favorite parts of mod development? The favorite part is where the mod makes progress, and the least favorite part is where it doesn't make progress. Simple as that. Who was the most fun to design? Probably Desmond. What other songs by Spongu would you guys have based it off if it wasn't DMT? Probably would be Dorset Perception. It is a really funky track and also would probably fit the overall Spongu vibe. Why does the temple have a decimal? That's how it is, it actually exists. Temples can have decimal. Artemiy, can you speak Ukrainian, because I never heard you how you talk in Ukrainian? Так, звичайно, я можу розмовляти українською для тебе, мій підписник. What about Travis Bonus 2? Alex1 might not be active. Yes, Alex1 is currently like very offline and hasn't been messaging me for months already, but there's no big deal because all the bonus soundtracks for Bonus 2 and Bonus 3 are already finished long time ago, so the only thing that's left to do are the animations. And for Bonus 2 we already have access to it, so all we need is just a person to animate, and I found the one that could help, but we need to wait a little bit more for it. Was there any issues, struggles your team had to go through while working on the mod, and in the theme of it, which part in particular was the most difficult to be done with? The one issue that I had to go through, well, one of the struggles that I had to go through is to find a person who would make the vocal writer sounds. So the Desmond and Melody 4 sounds are using the vocal writer samples or like Vocaloids. Basically the vocal writer is the app from the 90s that was on the old Mac versions of operation system. So I had to find a person who has the emulator of that old Mac OS and would also have that app installed and you know how to use it. I have found one person who helped with it, but then they decided to just ghost me and then run away, which really upset me. But thankfully I found another person who could help, so yeah, that was one of the more tougher parts in making the Spongu mod. What is the name of the girl we see in the bonus, and thus will she have a normal pole design of Desmond? The girl's name is Sarah, also based on the name of the vocal writer's vocal voice that were used. So yeah, Desmond is based on the Desmond from Vocal Writer, and Sarah is Sarah from Vocal Writer 2. And she's not gonna have a normal pole design because she is basically a thing that was created in this 3D world that the god, the cursor looking thing, has created. Why do some poles in the mod look religious? Well, that's mainly because the Spangle band itself uses like some reference to like religious topics, like indigenous stuff. Like one of the covers for Spangle has the Buddha statue in it, which is basically the reference to the Buddha statue in the mod itself. Even the teaser is a reference to that album cover. So yeah, some of the stuff is like, you know, godly because that's the band's whole shtick. Like it combines the electronic stuff to it and like indigenous music. Hi Artemiy, I enjoyed watching your videos since the late 2019, but first off I got 4 questions for you. Which person from Brazil mods do you prefer better? The Last Day or Downtown? Well, easily Downtown because it is an original mod that is really amazing. Like, person from Brazil did an amazing job of it. What are the voices of the 4th melody and the 1st voice of Spangle? Are those text-to-speech voices? I already explained it. What is the lyrics of the 3rd voice in Spangle?
I feel my consciousness rising from my body, floating around the skies, feeling like a feather, traveling in every dimension.
Ever since Beatnik got released on February 6 months ago, almost 7 months, are you going to make a video of Olive Speak? Of course I'm gonna make a video about Olive Speak because it's going to be fucking great. Does the development drain you mentally? Well, sometimes yeah, because due to the time zone difference between some of the people and some people not being able to work when I have daytime, I have to basically be in a voice chat with them in the night time. So sometimes I would stay at night times until like 2 AM, so it can sometimes drain me mentally. Alright, so that was basically all the questions that you asked. Sorry if some of the questions wasn't answered to you, probably because these questions were repeat of previous questions that I have answered, and some answers might have fit to your question too, and some I was also not really comfortable answering on. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little Q&A. Sorry for possible noises that were near, because I have very naughty cats. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.